Liz and I talked about doing a little video education on troubleshooting some of the call lights or the lights when they're going off and you can't figure out why it keeps going off and the patient's not hitting it. Before I go into that, I just want to show one more bed alarm thing in addition to what Crystal had done already really greatly. On these beds, let's see if I can. On these beds, when you turn it on, most people know you hit the key and then you turn it on. Also, one thing that was that Darby reminded me about is there's a volume thing here. So if it's low and you can't hear it, you do the same thing. You push in the key and turn up the volume. It won't let me do it because there's nobody in bed. But if it's set, if the bed alarm's set on, then you can change the volume. Make sure that's up so you can hear it. Okay. So first of all, to help kind of troubleshoot some of those random lights is make sure everything's hooked up correctly. You've got your call light or pillow speaker as they call it. We call it call light. This, and then you've got this one right here. I think they call it a 32 pin. This part goes into the bed. This is the important part. This is why the light goes yellow when they call, but also they can use these other buttons here. So this needs to be hooked up into here, and then this right here is mainly for the for this call light, or for this the chair alarm. So this goes into here through here, and then on this side there's a little thing that looks like the phone thing. It goes to the pad, but that's what this is for. Some of these beds, older beds, might still have a connection that would fit into here. Don't use it if they have this, because that is just bolted onto the bed, but it's not actually connected in, and that can cause some false lights. So if you're having issues with lights, make sure that's not connected in. If this cord doesn't exist on the bed, then it's okay to use that. It won't go yellow, but it will still at least go off as they're calling. But just, yeah, if it's got this, don't use an additional connector. That can cause some issues. So make sure these are connected, and make sure all your bed cords here are connected as well. If you still have a light that's going off, check and make sure like this is lit up and this is on. This down here very commonly becomes loose. They'll become loose, and then you'll see like this won't light up, and the light, if it's hooked up, it will not. I'll let him get in there so you can see which one I'm talking about. Occasionally, the light will occasionally keep going off, and it'll be, you know, and then the bed's not really plugged in, even though it's plugged into the wall. So we want to make sure that's plugged in and everything's all lit up. That'll help reduce some calls. The other thing is, if you still just can't figure it out, like this light keeps going off and off and off, it usually has something to do with this. Just disconnect this if you can. If they're on a chair alarm, this will still go off. You can still use it, just won't be connected to the call light system. But this, for some reason, is a common cause of that light just going off. If you've tried everything else is hooked up right and it's still going off, just disconnect that and it should solve it. That should help most of those problems and kind of help reduce alarm fatigue. That's kind of, you know, one of the things, alarm fatigue, and then the patient doesn't get bugged every 2 seconds and is tired of you because you keep coming in, they're not calling. Hopefully that helps. If you have any questions, just let me know and I can answer those. Thank you.